na matakwa yao na iwapo watakuwa wamepokelewa na maafisa katika tume ya SRC. Hapo awali pia tulikuwa tumezungumzia kuwepo kwa Waziri Mithika Linturi kuwa anatarajiwa kuhojiwa leo na kamati ya bunge kuhusiana na kilimo, kuweza kueleza mengi zaidi kuhusiana na mbolea bandia, lakini kwa sasa hivi tumeweza kupoteza mawasiliano, lakini tutarejea, maana naarifiwa kwamba Waziri Linturi ameweza kufika katika majengo ya Continental ambapo mahojiano hayo yatakuwa yanaendelea na kamati ya kilimo. Kwingineko basi ni kwamba magavana na wajumbe wa kaunti kadhaa za Rift Valley wameitaka serikali kuchukua hatua kali dhidi ya wakurugenzi wa kampuni zinazowauzia wakulima mbolea bandia. Gavana wa Kericho Eric Mutai na wenzake wa Uasin Gishu Jonathan B pamoja na wabunge kadhaa wameitaka serikali kufutilia mbali kandarasi zilizopewa kampuni zinazohusika na mbolea hizo na pia kuzizuia kupata kandarasi ya serikali siku za baadaye. Viongozi hao walikuwa wakizungumza katika kaunti ya Kericho.
Kubali wale watu wanataka kusabotage agenda na plan ya president kwa Wakenya. President alijipanga na sababu moja tulipigia kura ni kwamba alisema atasaidia sana kukupisha mambo ya bei ya kusalisha vyakula. Lakini huyu mtu mwingine kwa sababu agenda yake ilikuwa ni mbaya, anatuletea fertilizer fake ambaye hatuhitaji kwa wakulima. So nataka kuhakikisha kwamba nisimame na viongozi wengine kwamba hatutakubali wewe uharibu agenda ya president.
County, we have done a lot of fertilizer distribution and we thank the president for that initiative of subsidized fertilizers. We only want to add our voices that those characters and those culprits that are trying to defeat the president's agenda by actually sneaking in fake fertilizers, we call for agencies to arrest them and charge them. Because when farmers are given fake fertilizers, that fake fertilizers can be even poisonous in nature. And that can result into unprecedented problems as we move forward. Because the food that we consume can have a big impact in our bodies. And these fake fertilizers, no one is sure about the poisonous level that is inside. And this can be genocide for our people. So anybody who plans genocide for our people should not be left unapprehended. They need to be arrested, they need to be charged in court, and we get good fertilizers for our people.
Waziri wa kilimo Mithika Linturi hivi sasa amefika katika kikao ambapo anahojiwa na wabunge katika kamati ya kilimo kuhusu sakata ya mbolea feki humu nchini. Hebu tusikize yanayojiri.
Is that Mr. Chairman, this financial year, the amount of fertilizer requirement that we need in the country is fertilizer that will be able to supply to the various crops that we are growing in the country that range from maize, sorghum, sunflower, rice, wheat, potatoes, tomatoes, cabbages, and our variety, because there are many. And here we expect or we intend to procure fertilizer in the for the whole year to the tune of 12.5 million bags. So we require 12,502,998 million bags for this year. Question number 2 is on the amount of subsidized fertilizers distributed in the year 21, 22, 23, and Mr. Chairman, the amount of fertilizer that was distributed in those years, the year 21, 22, 23, 24, as follows. In the year 21, 22, we distributed, or fertilizer was distributed amounting to 235,733 bags. In the year 22-23, the amount of fertilizer was 4.899110 bags, and the year 23-24 up to now, because the year is not over, is 3,586,443. And Chair, you further required the amount or the data on counties, and there is an annex. Why is that annex? There is annex. The amount of fertilizer, there is an annex. There is an annex to that answer. I think annex 4. Annex 1. There is a whole list of how much fertilizer has been distributed to the different counties in the country. Question number 3, Chairman, is the list of suppliers, how the suppliers were identified, the quantity supplied by each supplier, and the warehouse or stores where the fertilizers were supplied since the beginning of the program. Mr. Chairman, the suppliers for the year 2021-2022 are on page 4 of that. Sorry. The suppliers are on page 4, and the suppliers were 11. The suppliers for the year 2022-2023, the suppliers were 12 on page 5. The names are there, and the method of identification of the suppliers is also indicated. Chairman, in the year 2023-2024, and I'm sure this is the current year, the list of suppliers participating in this program are on page 6, and these suppliers are 10, and you also find that their names are clearly spelled out under page 6, and the method of identification of the suppliers is also clearly shown under page 6. The amount of money that was spent to the suppliers as a subsidy component for the respective financial years, Mr. Chairman, on page 7, you will find that there is the summary of how much money was spent, and for avoidance of doubt, in the year 21-22, 1,053,450 was spent out. 2022-2023, 2,545,065 was spent. And the year 2023-2024, 4,161,593,087 for the short range, and for the long range, which is the season we are in, Mr. Chairman, up to 14th of March, we have spent 1,217,834,837, meaning we have, for the 4 years, we have spent a total of 18,977,943,899 Kenya shillings as the total subsidy towards this program. Chairman, there is question number 5 on fertilizer production by SBL Innovate and the amount of fertilizer distributed through the subsidy program and or any other channel. Chairman, I want to say that the there is no fertilizer on this subsidy program that has been distributed by SBL Innovate. SBL Innovate fertilizer is not one of the fertilizers we are distributing under the subsidy program. But I think, Chairman, is important, I think, to bring this to the attention of the committee, that SBL Innovate, as a soil conditioner, is not the fertilizer per se. I'm told is a soil conditioner that they have distributed through our NCPB network. NCPB as a commercial wing, where anybody who meets certain criteria would be able to put through their products through our channel system, that system, and NCPB, because it has a commercial wing, will be paid a commission out of the availability of that facility for any manufacturer to distribute this kind of a commodity or any other that anybody would be willing to. So in the year 2022, in the year 2022, on or around the 1st of March, National Cereals and Produce Board entered into a commercial contract with SBL Innovate for use of the NCPB infrastructure to be able to avail their soil conditioners to our farmers. 2022, 31st of March, is when they engaged with NCPB, and in return, NCPB would be paid a commission because NCPB is not funded from the exchequer. They do business and they earn money to run or make money to run their affairs. So anybody, I would want it to come out clearly that we do not, or we have not, and we have no intention of getting the soil conditioner from SBL Innovate as part of our subsidies that we are giving to farmers. And even this product was, or the commercial contract was signed into even before this administration came into place. Question number 6. The number of farmers that were supplied with the fertilizers and the specific locality. Chairman, you know, NCPB was acting just like any other shopkeeper, where a farmer would just get in and buy and go. So the total number of bags that were sold under that agency within the NCPB fertilizer program, under NCPB outlets, is a chairman that may not exceed around 70,143, because that is the figures that NCPB has. But in terms of telling you how many farmers really were able to get this soil conditioner from SBL Innovate is not possible, because we are distributing it through other channels, but from what went through the NCPB infrastructure is around 70,143. Question number 7. Chairman, you were asking the number of bags of fertilizer that could still be in the market and the mechanism of compensating stockists. As out of 9th March 2024, the NCPB, of course, suspended that use of our infrastructure by SBL Innovate to distribute that soil amendment conditioner. And as at that time, the NCPB depots were holding an approximate of 3,276 bags, and this consignment was once let me use the word quantification or ceased, and from that time the NCPB directed the owners of this particular fertilizer, soil conditioner, to really withdraw this product from the market. The Chairman, there is question number 8 on the existing mechanism and the shortcomings in ensuring quality specification of agricultural inputs in the market. We would want to say that agricultural inputs that we provide in the market are of high quality. And these products, or the quality assurance from our end, is done by the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, which is a state corporation and whose mandate is to assure plant health, quality, and agricultural inputs and products towards a food and secure nation. And KEPHIS has functions under its Act, and specifically Section 5, to establish even laboratories to monitor the quality and levels of toxic residues, agro inputs, plant source within the country. And I also want to say that our institution has 2 analytical chemical laboratories in Karen and in Kitale, where our analysis of fertilizer and others inputs that we may require are done. And I also want to mention that KEPHIS has an annual fertilizer quality monitoring program where approximately 500 samples of fertilizer are collected for stockists on an annual basis and analyzed. They're analyzed to check on their quality. Parameters are analyzed that include macronutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That is what KEPHIS does, and they are on top of things. And I have no doubt in my mind that they have been doing the right thing, save for the shortcomings that we may have generally, that are also not limited to inadequate resources, because we do not have really enough money to upscale to whatever we do. But even within the limited resource envelope, then KEPHIS is able to do or to operate and deliver on its mandate. Of course, it lacks the regulatory or enforcement power as one of the challenges, and we have to rely on other agencies. Like, you see, for example, people made a lot of noise. See, for example, when people talk about fake seeds, I know, like one we've confiscated in Njoro. The other day I was in Makueni, We want to walk literally into shops in shops to really establish whether the seeds being sold by various some stockists were of the right quality. We found they were not. So the issue of enforcement is also a challenge. Although I want to thank the national government administration officers, because when we called the police in Makueni, they came into sprint and were able to arrest the stockists in Joro. The same thing has happened. So despite those challenges, we are working closely with the other government agencies to really fulfill the mandate of KEPHIS. So we have also, the chairman, the challenge of few number of personnel, the analysts, but right now I think we are in the process of recruiting a few of them. We thank Treasury for giving us some leeway on some resources to enable us to build capacity of KEPHIS. Chairman, there is question number 9 on you want us to prove that all fertilizer and distributing the program is certified by Kenyan Bureau of Standards. Chairman, when this program started, and I think any item that, because most of our fertilizer is imported from outside, you know there is certain conditions that any import must really comply with. And part of compliance checks that are undertaken is at the ports of entry, tests are done. And the Kenyan Bureau of Standards tests whatever comes into the country, and there is no single time, for example, we have been able to pick any fertilizer coming out of Kenya without the standards being checked by KEPHIS. I remember the last one that I received. I personally went to receive from Russia. It took us quite some time because I had clearly directed that the results or the analysis must be done so that we are sure there are no radioactive material or the support we are getting from Russia compliant to Kenyan standards. So this is always done, and I want to confirm the fertilizer that we are distributing under the program has always been checked by Kenya Bureau of Standards. And then you also had me mention that with everyone particular here, because we have our own independent labs run by KEPHIS, KEPHIS at least takes around 500 samples every year to check whether whatever is being sold out there really conform or may not be harmful to our plants. Question number 10 is asking us to really mention or to show capacity of the quality of analysis of our labs that have capacity to really analyze this fertilizer and the personnel. And the response here is that, just like I mentioned, those assurance analysis are always done by KEPHIS, and we're in the process also of trying to build the capacity of KEPHIS by recruiting officers that will be able to assist them. I've mentioned that we have a number of 2 laboratories at the headquarters. We have the other one in Kitale region, And Chairman, I would say that the personnel handling samples in our 2 labs, because that is where the story more is all about, is that I want to mention the quality of the staff that we have, is that we have 3 principal chemists that operate in the lab in terms of people properly trained. We have a few technologists that are also 2 principal technologists, 2 senior technologists, and a number of casuals that work in that department. Chairman, there is a question number 11 on what the government has put in place to restore quality of soil that was allegedly affected by fertilizer. Let me say, Chairman, we have answered this question, or not very specifically, but you allow me to really explain our position on this. Number 1, I would want to say that there is no mechanism that is being or that is in place to cure or to deal with the effects of the alleged or the imagined fake fertilizer people are talking about. But however, Chairman, this country for a long time has depended or has used in DAP, and DAP fertilizer is the one that has the ability and the effects of getting acid or acidifying our soils. So within government and in the realization of this, you know, we have already developed the National Soil Agricultural Management Policy that will address the issues of restoration and use how to manage our soils properly. The current program of fertilizer that we are running, Chairman, does not have DAP as part of the fertilizer we are distributing to the farmers. And this is all geared to ensuring that we give fertilizer that is the ability to heal our soils that have for a long time been damaged by DAP. That's why you find, like in the market, we have fertilizer like Fomi Kuza, Fomi Otesha, Fomi Nenepesha. This is a fertilizer that is 50% chemical, 50% organic matter. And the whole idea is to ensure that we gradually fertilize our soils and really reduce the acid in our soils. We have also discussed about or asked the farmers, once soil tests have been done, to ensure that we lime our soils to reduce the acidity. So that is how we are trying to deal with the effect of our sick soils. But this problem has not arisen because of what the stories are about fake fertilizer for now, because it has, whatever people imagine is something that has not been used. This is the time people are talking about a fertilizer that they are not comfortable with. We may be probably, it's not part of the question that we may be answering, and if it is, we will be able to shed light. We do not have a problem. So there is no reason to have any immediate problem to address the effect of any fertilizer problem for the current season, because this is when the season has started. Jam, you have asked us on question number 12 to compare our maize harvest in the country before and after the fertilizer subsidy program. Chairman, in 2023, you know, gone with us, we are in a very good range. And when immediately we started this program in the 2022, immediately this administration came into office, the total number, we were able to increase the total area under maize to 2.88 million hectares. And we were able to push within that first year production of maize from an average of 34 million for below 2022 to the current production of above 60 million bags. So when you look, Chairman, in terms of increase, you realize that we have increased the production by over 70%, because the numbers have moved from 30 million, 34, to 60 million. We have increased our acreage to 2.8 million hectares. The experiences, the problems we have encountered in this subsidy program, Chairman, of course, Chairman, you know, there are certain, the supply chains have been disrupted because of a global crisis, like the Russia-Ukraine war. Ships are now taking longer than before. That year we had serious problems to do with fluctuations of the dollar against the Kenya shilling. We also had serious financial constraints because there was also a delay in the release of a subsidy program component, and we would delay in paying our suppliers. Of course, I can't forget to mention that we are also constrained in terms of staff, because we didn't have budgets to put in more staff. We were working with the counties to really do the last mile deliveries within very short periods. We are implementing an e-voucher. We had to take time to register farmers because we didn't want it done manual. So we had a number of challenges which, Chairman, we've really tried to deal with, and I think it's getting better as we move forward. I think the last experience or challenge I had was last week when I went to Erobagon, Sirikwa, Molo, in Nakuru County, where there was issues of power disruptions. So without power, farmers were not able to redeem their vouchers, and it may require us to start thinking or coming before this committee to ask for money to be able to ensure that they are standing by generators within our redemption centers. Finally, and the last, Chairman, is you've asked us to really to give any other information that I feel is necessary to bring to the attention of this committee. Chairman, what I feel is necessary to bring to the attention of this committee for now is for the committee to appreciate, Chair, that the country has had a national serious food security problem. And there is a need for all of us to work together to restore confidence to our farmers, for them to be able to produce more food for ourselves, or more food that we can get a surplus to feed other nations, to earn value for this country to join the class of food exporters, because I believe we have good soils, we have very young population that we can really put into employment.